Everybody, we are live on Facebook with Alaska.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am just swell. I'm so happy to see you. I'm such a big fan.
Thank you.
Hopefully, all of your fans will be tuning in here to ask you some questions.
Good.
I was going to go there, but I figured that you would because people like to ask you questions sometimes, and you like to ask people questions.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. That's how we ask them questions and we get some answers.
Yeah, that's how Q&As work. So,
yeah.
So put in your questions in the comments below, and we will get to them in just a little bit. Again, we are live on Facebook with Alaska. Now, you know Alaska, of course, from RuPaul's Drag Race, and recently you won the second season of All Stars.
Yeah.
Which, if you've watched... I'm a huge Drag Race fan. And
Me too.
Yes, you are, most definitely. You were a student of the show, and you talked about that in All Stars and how you were like determined to win, and you did. That must have been that must have been such a thrill for you to come back victorious for All Stars.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm really grateful about it. It's cool, and yeah, I am. I'm that obsessed super fan. I am. I'm just a crazy person when it comes to Drag Race.
So I think for those of us watching at home, when we see it, you see it from both sides. You see it from being there, but also as a fan.
I've looked at life from both sides now.
Yes. It's a very Joni Mitchell reference.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
You can cover Joni on the next album. You haven't covered Joni Mitchell yet, have
Girl,
you?
I'm down. I have not. I don't know if we've even done her, but no, she's so good.
I think that might, I don't know, would that go over the heads of the audience? Like, they might be like, is this a new original?
Right, fine.
Sure.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? We're live with Alaska, of course, from RuPaul's Drag Race and beyond. Make sure to get your questions in. We're going to get to them in just a little bit. We have producers and minions behind the camera collecting questions, so make them good. Congratulations, of course, on the recent success of your Pound Cake album. It debuted in the top 5 on Billboard's Dance Electronic Albums charts.
Really?
Yeah, number 4.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, good Lord. It was your second top 5 album on that chart after Anus.
How did Anus do?
I think that might have been number 5, and this one was 4. They were both top 5.
That's incredible. Thank you.
We need to. Okay, listen. We need to get more chart stats to you.
Well, I just don't. I don't know how well it does.
Okay.
No, I'm aware, kind of. Like, I'm glad people are excited about it because I'm really excited about it. But I'm like, I don't know how many copies it sells or how it charts or anything like that until months and months afterwards.
Ooh.
So I just and I don't want to know. So I'm like, I don't ask.
It's probably good to sort of keep that separation between being too into the numbers. But if you ever need a number, just let me know and I can hook you up. Yeah, I can get you all those stats you need.
Okay, good.
But it must have been. Was it always a dream of yours to release an album and sort of release your own music of your own back years ago, or was this something kind of relatively recent for you in the past few years?
Well, it was like drag and music went hand in hand for me. Like, even way before Drag Race or anything, I was doing drag and I was like, I want to make music. I want to make my own music. So I have my own music. I want it to have really repetitive, simple lyrics that you can hear in a club, because
you can't hear anything in a club.
You can't hear shit in a club. So that was the first song I ever recorded. It was called Trannies Are Fierce and They Carry Big Guns. That was a long time ago. We were allowed to say those words back then. And
and you also worked at Tranny Shack too in LA.
I did, yeah. That was what inspired me to do drag. But yeah, so I've been making music all the time. Mm-hmm. So I just it's one of the things I do. I like making music.
I read somewhere where I think one of the first drag shows you saw, or the first drag queen you saw, you were disappointed that they were not singing. It wasn't their own voice that you heard, right?
Yeah.
Did that? Who was it? Someone that we know that you saw?
No, I wish it was. I want to say it was someone and if you're watching, girl, I love you. And because she was the first drag queen I ever saw walking into a club. I had just turned, I was like 18. I wasn't even 21. And I think her name was Amanda Love or Amanda Hug and Kiss, or that was her club. I don't know if it was her. I think it was Amanda Love, and I think she was in Ohio somewhere, or maybe Morgantown, West Virginia. I don't know. But I walked in, and it's not that I was disappointed. I was just like, wait, she's not singing.
That's not her voice. What?
That's not her voice. She's not singing. Which is like, of course, drag queens lip sync. It's like what they do. But I had only seen the Birdcage, and I was like, I guess I just consider. I identified more with Starina than I did with like any of the other girls who were lip syncing. I wanted to have the mic in my hand, and so
yeah. It's a live experience. When people go see you, it's a live, and we're going to talk about what a live Alaska show is like. But first, we actually already have a question.
We do.
Mariah's off camera, one of our producers. She's off camera, and she's going to tell us the question, but we're probably going to repeat it to you so you can hear it at home. So, Mariah?
Bruno wants to know, what's your favorite track from Pound Cake?
What's your favorite track from Pound Cake?
Oh my God.
I know, you have to pick one now. It's like a Sophie's Choice sort of thing.
It's like choosing your favorite child.
Do you have like a couple favorites maybe to sort of open it up a little bit more?
Yeah, I love Come to Brazil. I wrote it just sort of, I had an idea for doing a song called Come to Brazil because on Twitter, a lot of times the Ru girls and I think a lot of people see come to Brazil because the fans there are super active online.
Yes.
And they're super responsive and super communicative. And so it was something I was seeing a lot and I love going to Brazil. So I wanted to write a super pandering song to my Brazil fans. A brazenly pandering Brazil song.
As you should. How many times have you played shows in Brazil? A whole lot? Like,
I've been there a couple of times, a few times, and I love that. It's amazing.
There will be I'm wondering when you do the third album, since we now have Anus and Pound Cake, is this like a trilogy? Is this kind of like Adele's like 19, 21, 25? Is like there already a third album in the works?
Well, I'm already thinking about it.
Yeah. Are you?
So sure, I don't know.
Sure,
maybe,
why not?
Sure. I'm sure. Yes, at some point. Yeah.
Do you when you're making an album, are you like writing lyrics in a journal? Is it more sort of like impromptu, like let's get together in the studio, like and see like what happens, sort of spontaneous, or is it like I got years of journals and poems that you pull together? Like, what is the process?
It's both of those.
Yeah.
Because I do keep notes in my phone in my notepad app, and so it's like I write down like ideas or lyrics or rhymes or just like images, and then it also comes from the producers. So like they'll throw a few beats at me and like, do any of these speak to you? And I'm like, yes, I like the sound of that. Like Puppet was just like, I liked the sound of the track, and so we wrote it, and it was going to be like a sweet, cute song, but then we ended up using some lyrics that I had written that are really raunchy and filthy.
You raunchy? No, never.
Yeah, so like the raunchiest. It's about like pee and fisting.
All those lovely, lovely things that are completely for a general audience.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, I nothing shocking with Drag Race fans, I think, if you're watching this. So it's okay. I think it's also we're allowed to say questionable words. I'm looking to the producers off. I'm like, we can say things. There's no 5-second delay. We're good.
Okay, good.
We have another question.
Newton wants to know what motivated you to write The Tea.
What motivated you to write The Tea, which is a song on the new album?
Yeah. It was a time, and it was like after we had filmed Drag Race All-Stars, and we didn't know when it was going to come out, but we were being told it was going to be a year from now.
And you'd filmed All Stars, like I think not this past summer, but the summer before.
Over a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, and I had all this stuff happen with like my ex-boyfriend. He sort of like went online and went on everyone's page and was telling everyone everything I had told them about Drag Race. Or everything I had told him about Drag Race.
And obviously in confidence, yes.
In so much confidence. And so now I'm like, I definitely learned a lesson. Like, don't don't do this ever to anyone. If it's like a secret thing, even if it's your boyfriend. So like now I'm seeing someone and like he doesn't ask. I don't tell him anything about anything.
He doesn't know you do drag. He doesn't know anything.
He has no idea.
No.
Yes, he has no idea. But it's like no. It was a really rough time, and I was like, this is all stuff that I'm feeling and stuff that I can't talk about. I'm not allowed to talk about it. And so finally, once everything was said and done with All Stars, everybody knew everything there was to know. There were no more secrets. It was a WikiLeaks song of every like secret thing I couldn't talk about, and I just wanted to talk about it.
And you got it all out.
I did.
And you'll be performing, obviously. Well, actually, will you be performing that song on your upcoming shows? Because you have a lot of Christmas-themed shows. I'm assuming that wouldn't work in your Christmas show very much, probably.
We're not going to do it in the Christmas show in New York because I like to just make that very light and lively. My best friend Jeremy Mickish plays on the piano. And
is it sort of like very like cabaret sort of
it is
piano bar?
And people are eating dinner, so it's like
dinner theater.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Sure. It'll be like one of those murder mystery dinners.
Ooh, that'll be fun. We're selling this the wrong way. It's not dinner theater. It's not a murder mystery. But that would be a hoot.
I mean, I would love to do that, but no. It's like people are eating their dinner, and so. But I am going to do "Christmas Sucks," which is my another rap song. So there will be rap songs. So people will be eating while I will be rapping at them. But mostly, it's like piano stuff.
And the Christmas show that Alaska is doing is in New York, and it's called Alaska, Christmas is Gay. It's a 6-night, sold-out show. There's multiple shows on a couple of the days. December 14th through 19th. Who knows? Maybe people might have last-minute tickets. They might want to try to scalp, and maybe you can get one. Maybe not. I don't know. And then before that, though, you have 5 dates with the Christmas Queens tour in the UK.
Yeah.
And you're doing a one-off show December 9th, I think, with the AAA Girls in Dublin. If we're to believe the tour schedule on your website.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll probably. Yeah. Totally.
You're gallivanting all over the world, globetrotting.
I know.
Do you find yourself just like trying to? Have you mastered the art of sleeping on planes at this point?
I can sleep on planes.
Really?
But I don't count it as sleeping because sitting in a chair and sleeping is not. I mean, I pass out, so it's like time travel. I like pass out, and then I wake up, and then the trip is over. However, that does not count as like a good night's sleep because you're sitting crunched up in a chair like this. So it's like, it's terrible, but I can do it. I can sleep on planes.
It makes a lovely pose, though.
Exactly. Yeah. I can sleep anywhere.
Do we have another question, Mariah?
Giovanna wants to know, what is your favorite accessory?
Ooh, what's your favorite accessory?
I love nail gloves like these. My dear friend and the #1 Alaska impersonator in the world, Nevada, she makes all my nail gloves, and they're really great, and they're cool. They're like Catwoman.
No, they're beautiful.
And this one dangles.
Are all the nails like individually like put together as well? Because there's all these jewels on them, like crystals, and goodness gracious, it's a process. How long does it take? I know it's such a question that a lot of drag queens get asked. How long does it take, sort of on average, to get into the full drag for you?
I like to have 3 hours.
Wow.
And so then I'm not rushing. I do everything really fast, but like 3 hours, it eliminates the need to like rush and freak out. Because I do freak out. I hate being late. Like I was today.
It's okay.
I was like...
It's all right.
I was like, we're going live at 5. Please tell me how to get in this building.
We have a difficult building to get into. There
was a coffee bean. Yeah. I had to go through the coffee bean. So I'm so grateful that there was a young woman down there, and she was like, Alaska? And I was like, please, how do I get in this building?
Well, thank God for kind souls in the coffee bean downstairs.
She was lovely. She was really nice.
I think we have a whole slew of questions. Next up.
Okay, cool.
Raven Moon wants to know, what's been your favorite activity since your big win, honey?
What's been your favorite activity since? So I guess since October when you won All Stars. Like the best opportunity that you've had, or maybe the best sort of thing that you've got to do since then?
It's been really nonstop. So it's like I don't know. I like simple times.
Simple times at home.
Seriously, I like being at home. I like having artist dates with myself where I can just like smoke weed and hang out at my house by myself and sing and like do music and just like write and draw. Those moments are my favorite. I love that.
It's sometimes I would imagine like a lot of the creative things, sometimes songs or moments in an artist's life will come from the least likely of places.
Yeah.
And, people will try something new that they didn't think would actually work, and then it turns into a huge hit record. So I would imagine that you probably have those where, like, some of the songs that we know from your albums have probably come from, like, the least likely of places. Like, I recorded this in a bathroom somewhere, or whatever. So it's good to have those moments at home. It's like, celebrate the moments of our lives.
Totally.
Or not, I don't know. That's a Maxwell House
thing. Fabric of our lives.
Fabric of our lives, yes.
The touch, the feel of cotton.
Yes. I don't think there's any cotton on you today. I think this is all possibly synthetic and leather.
It is.
Yes. We have another question.
Liz wants to know, what Golden Girls character do you most relate to?
Oh, what Golden Girls character do you most relate to?
Dorothy. I wish I was a Rose, because I think that Rose has a great way of seeing the world, and she's lovely. But at the end of the day, I'm just a fucking Dorothy. I really am. And it makes sense because I'm tall and I have a deep voice.
Yeah.
And I love wearing flats. So it's like, I'm such a Dorothy.
And you're a substitute teacher in your spare time.
I am.
Yes.
I moonlight.
Right.
As a substitute teacher. In Miami.
Do you have another question, or should we, no, yes, no, yes?
Oh, yeah.
It's like
how many viewers do we have? Do we have that information?
We are
1,600 in the room right now.
We are
1,600
that are in the room, but that means there's more.
How about now?
If you take off more clothes, we'll get more.
Isn't this beautiful? Look at the back of this. Isn't that gorgeous? What does it say?
Don't touch my hair. Is that what it says? I had a hard time seeing the other side. By the way,
the numbers are skyrocketing.
The numbers are skyrocketing off the charts. By the way, you're gorgeous. You look gorgeous today.
Thank you.
You're also sexy and sensual.
Oh, I love that.
And
so unsolicited.
Possibly breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
I swear it's like pulling teeth to get a little tiny compliment around here.
I was wondering I think it was in the T song, you said something about the AAA girls. About a moral breakdown or dilemma or
moral bankruptcy.
Moral bankruptcy. Was that just like a fun turn of phrase, or was there actually like a rift in the AAA girls? AAA girls, of course, is the girl group that Alaska is a part of. That sort of seemed like almost an accident, because it was like a kind of a thing for the American Apparel campaign, and then it turned into like a thing. And now you perform and everything, but everything's good with you guys, right?
Oh, everything's amazing. Like, it came about because Willem and Courtney were asked by American Apparel to do the T-shirt campaign, and then American Apparel also asked me, and so it was Willem's idea to we should put out a song and capitalize on this, and it's
smart. What
a brilliant idea, and literally we have so much fun together, and they work really hard, and they're really smart, and just really fun people, and they become really good friends of mine. So it's great. But it was like a playoff of American Apparel was filing for bankruptcy, or there was a danger of that happening.
And there still is. They're in some trouble right now.
I think they're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. I hope it's not as a direct result of us becoming models for them. I tell myself they have nothing to do with, no correlation.
None whatsoever.
But right as we became models for them, they were like, we're bankrupt. So I don't know. It was like a playoff of that.
Got it. Oh.
But Willem does service models orally. That part is fucking true. Am I allowed to swear?
Sure. Yes.
I'm not supposed to swear.
No, you can.
Okay.
Yes. Producers are nodding yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, of course you are. What is the best part of of just all of this, is it just the idea that you get to go on stage and perform for people and make people like dance and sing and laugh and have a great time? Is that particularly rewarding to you?
That's pretty great. When I was a little kid, I used to daydream that I would grow up and be a woman and sing songs to rooms of people. And I think it was Jewel songs that I was doing. And so it's so crazy that when you to grow up and I look around and I'm like, that is what I actually do.
Yeah.
I'm a woman and I sing songs to rooms of people. But like the best thing is like the people out there, like the kids that I get to meet and the kids that talk to me on Twitter, and like that's the best thing.
What is an Alaska show like? I'm assuming because you have all of your own music, it's like, is it more of like a pop concert in a way, or is there like, do you bring people up on stage and interact with them? Like, pretend like I've never been to an Alaska show.
Well, the thing is, I've never been to one either. I don't know what it's like. I know what it's like for me.
It's very different from this side.
I sit in a room by myself and drink water and wait until it's time to go on stage. And then I go on stage, and I like to do like as much as possible. So if they're like, bring 2 numbers, I bring like 8.
Right.
Because I like performing and I like doing music. So it's like, so I don't know. I like singing and making noises come out of my mouth. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what it's like.
It's different. It's different all the time. It's different every night, depending on when you see you.
Yeah.
That's why you have to go multiple times.
Yeah,
to get the
exactly.
full experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know what's coming up next year after you finish up the Christmas stuff and the Christmas shows. What's coming up for you in 2017? Like, are you just more touring and more, music and just more work?
Yeah, I don't know. I wanna I'm waiting for Gia Gunn to come back from Chile because I really want to do a music video for Stun featuring Gia Gunn.
That'll be fun.
And I love her, and I hope that she's killing it on the Switch, which is like the Chilean version of Drag Race, and she's a contestant.
I saw news about that. I was just like, I need to find out more about this Switch thing. So I was like, what is
know.
going on? It was all over it was like Reddit has a drag race sub-thread, and then there was all this stuff was happening. I was like, I need to get educated real quick.
Yeah, I want to go to there. I'm rooting for you, Gia Gunn. I hope you kill it. I hope you win. And please come back soon, but not too soon.
Yeah, but not yes. You want to
Because I want her to stay there and kill it as much as possible. But I do want her to come back, and I'm really excited to do a video for that one.
Have you do we have a question?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you have a question.
Tatum wants to know, what's one of your favorite looks you've ever done?
One of your favorite looks you've ever done. Yeah.
I love when designers make stuff for me, and I love when people like just do the whole thing.
The whole
like I just did a photo shoot with Jaden Faw, and it was in Gay Times magazine, which is based in the UK.
And you're with that male model, and looks like you're sort of killing him, or
Yeah.
you're like a huntress of some sort.
Yeah.
It's really stunning. You have to find it. Gay Times is the magazine, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. And the photos are great. And I love releasing control sometimes and just say, and they curated the whole thing. Like the concept and the set and the nails and the hair and the makeup and the clothes, and they did it all. And I love that. And they took amazing photos, and it was a really great experience to get to do. And so I love that. I love photo shoots sometimes.
Do you try to make, whenever you have to do an appearance, do you feel like you have to make sure that the look is different each time you make an appearance? No?
I wear the same clothes all the time, and I hate doing laundry, so I smell.
No, you smell fine. She
I
smells
hate
lovely.
I hate not like when I go to a show, I literally wear the same thing every time because it's like Jessica Rabbit wears the same dress every night. No one complains.
Yeah.
You wouldn't recognize her if she didn't. So I like to look exactly the same all when I go out and when I do a show.
Do you do you like having to like also just not dress up in drag and be just like, let me get all this stuff off me and just be like, I'm not going to be in drag for like a week. It's cool. And would you ever like do an appearance like not in drag? Is that sort of like if you watch Drag Race, we know that RuPaul, you only see RuPaul in drag on the show. But I would imagine like, that might be a little bit different for you. Like, would you ever like do appearances like not in drag? We also, by the way, we didn't ask Alaska to show up in drag. We were just like, oh, maybe Alaska will, and you did, and we were so thrilled. But we weren't going to be like, oh, you have to show up in drag. We're like, we love you anyways. Show up however you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for making appearances. However, I love that. I think it's more fun to be in drag because if it's like a visual thing, drag is very visual. It's like, and so it's fun. But if it's like, I don't know, if it was like a speaking engagement,
right.
like, I don't know. Yes, I would like to not be in drag for those things.
Are you available for speaking engagements?
Sure, yeah. I'll speak at like your high school or like your college or something. But it's like drag is a lot of work. As I said on Drag Race, drag fucking hurts. And that's true. So sometimes you just want to fucking break from it. But after a couple of days, it's like I start to miss it, and I start to miss her, and the glamour and the drama and the insanity of it.
Do you see Alaska as just an extension of yourself, the character Alaska as an extension of you, or is it an amplified version of yourself, or is it just like an otherworldly creature altogether? I mean, I guess it technically is an otherworldly creature because it's technically an alien that's come from outer space that's landed here in Earth.
Yeah, it is, but it's also like an extension of who I am. Mm-hmm. So it's a character, but it's not acting. It's like truthing.
Right. Okay, that's good.
It's like channeling.
Okay.
But it's not like I'm acting. Like I'm not.
This is not an act right now.
I'm not a character like acting. But I mean, isn't any time that we talk to anybody, isn't it kind of an act? It's like, what is identity?
This is getting deep now.
It is.
It's getting serious.
It's because we are sort of acting in society all the time.
Yeah.
We have to put on a face and put on an image of an American or of a person or whatever job we're going to do. So at least drag is like so absurd that it's like calling attention to the fact that it's so absurd. Like we put clothes on our body, like fabrics on our body, and women are supposed to wear this kind of clothes and men are supposed to wear that kind of clothes. It's clothes. That's so weird. Drag at least like says that this is weird. Dressing in clothes is weird.
And you should wear wherever the heck you want.
Exactly. But like in certain parts of the world or the country or the city, if I was a man and I was wearing a skirt, I could get killed. You can get killed over it. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Saudi Arabia, men wear dresses all the time.
That's special.
That's wacky.
Yeah.
It mystifies me.
Yes.
It really does.
We have a question, I think.
Last question from Facebook.
Okay, last question.
Zach would like to know, what advice do you have for new queens just making their appearance in the drag world?
What do you have advice for fresh queens?
Retire! That's a Lady Bunny joke. I don't know, work hard, and if you want to be successful, like, don't be scared of working for free sometimes, and be generous, and be nice to people, and tip your bartenders. That's all. Find what's different about you and like go with that, because that's gonna get you further than trying to look like what you think a drag queen is supposed to look like. Like find what you like and run with that.
Yeah. Did you get like sage advice from like, you know, queens that sort of gave you advice when you were starting to do drag?
Well, no, I wasn't given sage advice, but I took sage advice from their example. So it was like I saw Jackie B, who is
great, and also on your album.
She is on my album. She's a friend of mine, and she's like my favorite drag queen in the world. And when I was first starting out, she was the queen of West Hollywood, and she would do shows. and she fucking owned the joint. She still does in many ways. And it's like, and so I was like, okay, Jackie B has a website. I'm going to get a website. And I registered a website. Nobody knew who I was or cared who I was. But I registered a website because she had one.
Right.
And I like modeled it after her. So like, I wasn't given advice, but I stole advice.
And, you know, flattery is the best form of... No, how's that go?
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
But you aren't imitating Jackie, of course. Goodness gracious.
But I steal all the time.
Steal liberally when you can.
Steal all the time. And so that's flattering.
Do we need to wrap up? Oh, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. But the great thing is, if you miss this live broadcast, it will live on our Facebook, and you can share it amongst your friends. This has been delightful, Alaska. It's been so lovely talking.
I know, it's been great. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you guys for watching.
Make sure to get Alaska's album and see Alaska on tour, and I think that's it. So, bye.